So as you can see after the game, Caitlin Clark and Sophie are both running up to the referee here. They are both so upset, and the referee is just walking away from them. He won't even look at them in the face. He keeps turning, like Sophie even went up at one point and is like tapping on his arm. He would not even look at them.
The Indiana Fever played their biggest game, yet with a sold-out crowd, playoff energy, and a highly anticipated matchup between Caitlin Clark and the defending champions. But instead of becoming a WNBA highlight, the night was taken over by questionable officiating. Caitlin Clark was repeatedly fouled without calls, Lexi Hall was charged with a foul that didn't seem real, and many felt the referees favored New York, leaving fans angry rather than just confused. Even head coach Stephanie White admitted her frustration, and Caitlin Clark openly shared hers as well. This wasn't a single rough game, but part of an ongoing issue that's starting to hurt the league's image, and now the situation has escalated even further. In a stunning decision, the WNBA has suspended Commissioner Kathy Angelbert after internal reports said she failed to properly address rising concerns about officiating and ignored increasing pressure from players, coaches, and fans, marking a first in league history. While the move sounds dramatic, many weren't surprised, especially as rumors suggest team owners and league executives had been quietly pushing for her removal for weeks after stars like Caitlin Clark and their coaches spoke out publicly. According to insiders, this wasn't just about poor refereeing, but about protecting the league's reputation, with Kathy ultimately taking the blame. And now we're breaking down every missed call, every chaotic moment, and why the WNBA must fix this fast or risk losing the fans they worked so hard to gain.
They've done a great job of rigging this. They've done a great job of rigging this league. The league, they're not even being subtle. They're not even being subtle. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
Let's be honest. Many fans are openly calling the league rigged, and they're not holding back. From the moment the Indiana Fever took the floor, something felt wrong because this wasn't a normal home game. It felt like a playoff showdown with a packed Indianapolis crowd, big-name stars, and non-stop energy. The Fever showed up ready to compete, but it seemed like the referees showed up to interfere, as Caitlin Clark was hit over and over with no calls while Lexi Hull played solid, clean defense and was still whistled for a foul that simply wasn't there.
The fact that this referee wouldn't even acknowledge the players was kind of crazy to me. Like when I saw that, I said, this is really strange because the referee should have enough confidence in the calls that they made to at least discuss. You should be able to at least discuss.
At the same time, the Liberties seem to live at the free throw line, and this is starting to feel like a trend rather than a one-time issue. So if you watched it live, it's fair to ask whether it really felt balanced. This didn't begin last night because ever since Caitlin Clark entered the league, the physical play against her has clearly increased, with defenders bumping, grabbing, and even hitting her away from the ball, while the officials stayed quiet. The off-ball hit by Kennedy Carter stands out, not just because it was dirty, but because it was dangerous, yet it was ruled a simple common foul with no upgrade at all. And this problem goes beyond Clark, as the entire Indiana Fever roster has repeatedly found itself on the losing end of questionable calls game after game.
I can't believe what I'm about to say. The Indiana Fever, with the strongest, loudest, most intimidating home court advantage in all the WNBA, just got robbed at home. I saw it with my own two eyes live on CBS.
If you want the numbers, here they are. The Fever are -31 in free throw differential this season. And that's not a small mistake, it's a serious problem. Looking back at the Liberty game, it had all the makings of a classic, with Caitlin Clark dropping perfect passes to Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull bringing non-stop defense, big plays, and momentum shifts. But instead it turned into another officiating mess. New York took 32 free throws while Indiana got just 15 in a tight game, a gap that directly impacts who wins and who loses. It wasn't only about how many calls were made, but how they were made, with soft fouls favoring the Liberty and clear body contact against the Fever going uncalled, as if two different rule books were in use. Caitlin Clark was pushed off her spots all night, and on the final play she was clearly fouled multiple times without a single whistle, turning what should have been a great finish into another moment of frustration.
Pointing, that it doesn't go both ways, or it hasn't gone both ways. But we also can't allow that to consume us, right? Like, we've got to be able to play through that. We've got to be able to control the things that we can control. I felt like at times our late game execution was good, and I consider most of the latter half of the fourth quarter because it was a tight.
That leads straight to Coach Stephanie White, who didn't hold back after the game and spoke with real force during her post-game comments. She pointed directly to the -31 free throw gap and made it clear that her team was attacking the basket, calling the lack of respect unacceptable. This wasn't simple frustration. It was built-up anger from weeks of the same issues. Her message wasn't aimed only at the referees. It was also for her players, showing them she sees what's going on, has their backs, and won't ignore it. That kind of leadership is especially important for a young team that's still forming its identity and learning how to stand together. When it comes to Caitlin Clark, she didn't openly attack the officials, but everything about her reaction told the story, from the disbelief on her face to the frustration in her voice and the weariness in her tone. Aaliyah Boston chose the simple no-comment approach, but anyone who watched the game knows that silence said more than words. Then things took a shocking turn as reports surfaced that the WNBA has suspended Commissioner Kathy Angelbert, removing the league's top leader after internal findings claimed she ignored months of officiating complaints. Players had grown frustrated, coaches were openly angry, fans were fed up, and now rumors suggest some team owners had been quietly pushing behind the scenes to force her out once stars like Caitlin Clark began speaking out in public. The situation reached a breaking point, with some believing Kathy was unfairly blamed while others felt the move was overdue. But either way, it became one of the most dramatic changes the WNBA has seen in years. The league now stands at a critical moment. As attendance is rising, TV ratings are growing, and Clark herself has brought millions of new fans to the game. However, those same fans are watching questionable calls, uneven officiating, and referees who appear biased, and basketball fans know the difference between fair play and favoritism. If the games continue to feel unfair or manipulated, many of those new viewers simply won't stay.
Another year and another case of WNBA referees dropping the ball, not making the right calls when it comes to Caitlin.
The WNBA had a prime chance to turn casual viewers into lifelong fans, but every missed call is driving people away. The real question is, would you keep watching a league that can't protect its stars? It's time for the league to take this seriously, not just to fix officiating, but to safeguard the integrity of the game and ensure every player, no matter their stature, gets a fair opportunity. The reality is clear. If the league loses Caitlin Clark's growing fan base, it may never get a chance like this again. The Fever have done their part. The players are fighting, the coach is speaking out, and the fans are showing up. Now it's the league's turn to step up and respond. So what really went down with Kathy Angelbert? Publicly, the league framed her actions as a bold move to hold referees accountable after reviewing the chaotic Liberty Fever game, emphasizing integrity and responsibility. But behind the scenes, the story was far messier. Multiple league insiders say Angelbert was privately asked to resign by top executives that very night, and this wasn't about one bad game or a few missed calls. The pressure had been mounting for months, largely fueled by accusations that the referees were showing favoritism toward the New York Liberty, and this isn't just fan speculation. These concerns come from inside the league itself. Looking back at last year's WNBA Finals, the New York Liberty narrowly beat the Minnesota Lynx in a hard-fought series. But what still gets talked about isn't just the games, it's what happened afterward. Kathy Angelbert appeared on the court wearing a dress in Liberty colors, handing the trophy to the team with a big smile. Fans at home were stunned, and that image quickly went viral, with many saying it made her look like she was part of the team. When some controversial late-game calls helped the Liberty clinch the win, that moment only fueled suspicions. Whether it was just a fashion choice or not, for fans who already believed the league favored New York, it looked like proof, planting seeds of doubt that have lingered through every questionable call since. That perceived favoritism only deepened the doubt, and the recent game against Indiana proved to be the breaking point. The missed calls, the ignored fouls, and the lopsided free throw totals all felt too familiar and too obvious. When the league suspended the referees, after social media erupted, it became clear they were trying to save face. Insiders say team owners and executives had already been quietly raising concerns, and with Caitlin Clark now drawing millions of new fans, the pressure was enormous. The league needed to send a message, and Angelbert became it. The scapegoat, the warning. What began as a move to discipline referees ended with the commissioner herself being forced out, a stark reminder that the league isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about perception, trust, and fairness, and in 2025, with the entire sports world watching, the WNBA couldn't risk another scandal under Kathy Angelbert's leadership. Let's be honest, would this shakeup have happened if Caitlin Clark was in the league? Probably not. Clark isn't just transforming the game on the court, she's reshaping how the league functions, bringing in millions of new fans, packed arenas, TV deals, and soaring expectations. That also means every blown call becomes a trending story, and the Liberty Fever game wasn't just a rough night, it was a national embarrassment. In response, the league hit the panic button, suspended the referees, tried to quiet the critics, and quietly, perhaps reluctantly, pushed the commissioner to step down, because if Caitlin Clark's growing fan base starts doubting the league's fairness, there may be no turning back. If fans feel the league isn't fair or safe, they'll walk. And with them goes the biggest surge of momentum the WNBA has ever seen. Now the big question, did the league do the right thing? Or did this move just expose how broken it really is? What do you think? Are the referees really this bad? Or is there a deeper issue at play? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let us know if you believe the WNBA needs a full officiating overhaul, or if this is just early season growing pains. And if you've made it this far, drop a comment. That means you're paying attention. Thanks for watching, and trust me, this story isn't over. See you in the next one.